Hey, everybody. Hey, it's Brian Carruthers and my 16-year-old son, Talon Carruthers. We're here at our home in Leesburg, Virginia. We're so excited to be doing this live get-together with you today. We're talking with parents and kids about the topics of money and the topics of collecting sports cards and Pokemon cards, collectibles. And I want to start off by sharing with you all my story. Because frankly, if you understand what my story is, you'll understand why it is that I'm actually wanting to share this with all of you here today. So there was a recent story just done on myself and Talon in Men's Journal in 2022, talking about how I came up as a young entrepreneur. And this really gets me excited because when I think back about my journey, and life is a journey. I think back to when I was 12 years old and my cousin John and I got into a sports card collecting hobby. We would go down to the local convenience store. We would spend 25 cents to buy a pack of cards, trying to get the hot player that we liked or the rookie card. And obviously that requires money, because you spend your 25 cents or your 50 cents, you open a pack of cards and you're like, I want another pack. So we had to figure out how can we come up with ways to make money. So that was my birth into entrepreneurship. I would do anything to figure out how to make more money to buy some more cards. I would cut lawns. I mean, literally when I was 12 years old, I was cutting my first lawns in the neighborhood. By the time I was 15, I had 11 lawn jobs that I did every single week. I would rake leaves. I would shovel driveways when it snowed. I would at the beach, we would go catch crabs, and my mom would steam them, and I would knock door to door selling steamed crabs. I would have my mom help me cook French fries, and I would walk down the beach selling French fries. I had a car wash sign outside, and people would bring their car over, and I would wash it for $2. I would do whatever I had to do to be able to find ways to make more money to buy cards. And so when I was 15 and a half or so, I started to set up at card shows. There would be a card show at a local hotel. I would spend $35 to rent a table, and I would be able to go and put my cards on display, and I would sell cards, trade cards, and that was the birth into really my entrepreneurism. You know, I was doing all those things to make money, but then my business was the card business. By the time I was 17 years old, I actually had direct distributorships with the card manufacturers. Topps, Fleer, Donruss, Score. In 1999, I got into Upper Deck, and that was what I really enjoyed doing. It was my passion. And I think back on those days, I have such amazing, fond memories. My parents would help me with these things. My parents would help me, whether it be cooking the crabs or cooking the French fries to sell, or my mom would drop me off in my lawn jobs where they were too far away for me to push my lawnmower. And then they would take me to the card show. They would drop me off in the morning at 7:30 a.m. They would pick me up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the show was done. So my parents were very helpful and supportive in this journey of mine. So anyway, I look back and think about, how did I go from a kid as a card collector to becoming a card dealer, making a business out of it? And what did that have to do with my future success as an entrepreneur, as an investor? And how did I become a multimillionaire because of it? Well, let me take you back to 1985. 1985 Topps. There was a baseball set that had a Mark McGwire rookie card in it when he played on the USA baseball Olympic team. And those cards, for example, I bought at 12 cents a piece. I never forget, I bought 200 of them for 12 cents each. And when he got into the major leagues and started hitting home runs, I was able to flip a bunch of those for $10, and then some for 15, and then some for 20. Think about this. Bought them for about a dime, and I'm selling them for $10, $15, $20 a piece. Some of them I saved till later on, and they became worth even more. If they are graded in a slab, in a officially authenticated graded 1 to 10 card sleeve, those PSA 10 Mark McGwire sell for a couple $1,000s nowadays. But basically what it was finding the players that you believe are going to be great in the future and buying them when they're cheap. It's speculating. It's investing and speculating. And I did that with Mark McGwire's, and I made a bunch of money. And now, obviously, I could have bought other players, and they didn't pan out. So that dime stayed a dime, or it might have gone down to a nickel or a penny. I'll never forget. And I'll show some of these to you all here shortly. But I bought a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan card. I bought it about in 86 or 87 for $3 at a show. And I saved it all these years, and I got it graded, and it came in an 8 a couple of years ago. And that card today is worth about $7,000 in an 8 grade. So $3 to several $1,000s. Isn't that pretty cool? But there's also flops. So I learned things don't always go the way you want. Rookies that you buy and you think they're going to be great, they don't turn out. And there are some that actually become absolute home runs. So then I got out of college in 1992, and I came home and got into the real estate game. And as a real estate agent in 1992, I stopped doing card shows, and I stopped really focusing on my cards and got into my real estate career. And all through my 20s, that's what I spent my time doing. The card industry kind of slowed down, and I picked up my real estate focus. And as a real estate agent, I was really working a lot of hours. But along my real estate journey, I found some entrepreneurs that got me involved in a side project that turned into an entrepreneurial venture that became a home run for me, where I made an absolute fortune. Now, as I was making that money from that entrepreneurship venture, I decided to get into another realm, which was investing. So it's not just how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. Like, you got to make your money, you pay your taxes to the government, and then what money is left over, we're going to talk today about what does that actually look like. I wanted to invest my money, basically buying stocks is where I started, buying stock in companies that I thought would be profitable in the future. And if the company does well, my stock does well, my investment goes up. And so I started investing in stocks. I started investing in some rental real estate properties. And that's kind of where things went. I will share with you some detail in that here today, so that you can understand as a parent what my journey looked like. And if you're a kid, you might be a 16-year-old kid like Talon. You might be a 20-year-old kid, 52 years old to me. Obviously, 20 is still a kid. Or you might be in your single digits. You might be like my other two sons, Aiden and Colton. They're 4 and 5 years old, that are learning these things that I'm sharing with you right now. And I have to give my mom and dad credit for a lot of what I got a chance to learn from them. Not everything in life is taught. Like, my parents didn't really sit down with us kids and teach us these things, but it's caught. Some of the most important things in life, they're caught, not taught. So I caught some of these things, basically just witnessing what my parents did, how they made money, how they saved their money and invested their money and built the family's legacy, built their fortune. And so I got a chance to duplicate the same thing. Now, let me focus on the next slide here and show you all a little bit about, and by the way, if you want to see the Men's Journal article that they just wrote about this story and about Talon and I and how we were doing this together, go to briancarruthers.com/Men's Journal, and you can go check that article out when you want. So let me start off. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about money, what money is, why it's necessary, why it's important, how to get money coming into your life. And as a kid, what does a kid need to look at money for? The earlier you start in understanding the value of money and the game of money, the better it's going to serve you long into your future. There are many adults that don't do very well financially. They did not learn about money early on in life. So their path in their life took them in a place where they maybe struggle as an adult with having enough money to do the things they want to do with their family. So the earlier I believe that you get financial education and learn about money it's going to help you to get more out of life that you want, to give you more options, let you do the things that you want to do. So, you probably have heard this before. Maybe your parents said this to you before. Money doesn't grow on trees. Sometimes as kids are like, hey, mommy, daddy, buy me this, buy me this, buy me this, buy me that. Like, parents don't have unlimited money. So a lot of times you get frustrated when a parent says to you, no, we're not buying that. Maybe they don't think that you need it and the money needs to go to something else. Or it's just a matter of you just can't always get everything that you want. You have to learn what I learned, which is figure out how to earn the money. So as a parent, I don't like to say, no, I can't. I don't like my kids saying can't. I would prefer asking the question. So instead of saying, hey, how come I can't buy this toy? How about asking the questions, how can I earn the money to buy this toy? You see the big difference there. Hey, I'm so upset. I can't get this thing I want. I can't get this bike. I can't get this sled. I can't get this toy. I can't get this video game. Instead, ask, how can I earn the money to buy this thing that I want? There's a lot of ways to get the money that you want. You can find ways to do, and I don't believe in getting paid for doing chores. Chores should be done as a responsibility. As a kid, I always did chores. Talon does chores. There's certain things that you do, taking out the trash, helping with dishes, cleaning up your room. You do that, you don't get paid for that stuff. Now, maybe your parents have an allowance where you get a few dollars a week or whatever that is for just being a kid and being able to give you a source to be able to get money that you can save up to be able to get things that you want later on. But understanding the value of money is super important. And why do you want wealth? Wealth is an accumulation of money that you have built up so that you can afford to do what you want to do in your life. And if you no longer can make money because you get sick or you get older and you retire, you need to have that wealth, that nest egg of built up money so that you can keep on going on, paying your bills and doing the things you want to do in your life. Okay. And I'm trying to speak in terms that a young person can understand. This money does not have to be very complex. Now, this is a picture in my book, Money Mindset. And I want to share this with you because sometimes you feel like you have to choose. I want to get these shoes. Maybe you want these new Air Jordans, or maybe you want to go on a trip that's going to cost a lot of money, or you want expensive toys or whatever. Or as an adult, you want a fancy car, or you want a Rolex watch. These are expensive things. These are things you need to spend money on. If you spend money on these things, you're taking it from investing in your wealth building for your future. So anytime you spend money, you're taking from your future to spend money on something now. And you have to always weigh those options. Do I want to steal or take from my future to be able to spend the money right now? There's an opportunity cost to that. Immediate gratification. I want it right now. Okay, well, you can have it now, but it's going to cost you later. Or if you wait till later and don't have it right now, maybe you get a lot more later. I'll give you an example. How would you like to go to your favorite sports team's home game this season? Well, here's the thing. If you want to go right now this season, when you don't have a lot of money, you can go get a seat way up in the nosebleeds. Or if you don't go to the game this season and you save that money and you keep saving and investing that money, what if a few years down the road, you get box seats on the 50-yard line or on the floor right there on the basketball court? How cool would that be? So there is always a cost factor there. Now, I'm a big believer in having a plan. And this is something that I learned. I taught this to Talon. Talon's over here smiling. We're going to show you a little bit about this when we go up and tour his room, and he's going to show you some really cool stuff in his room. But it's the 10-40-50 plan. And I would encourage you to write this part down. And parents and kids, this is something that you can do. It can be very fun. Have a plan of every dollar that you get. And by the way, this is not just for kids. This is for everybody. Adults watching this right now, please put this into practice. For every dollar that you get, whether you earned it or whether you got it as a birthday gift or a Christmas present, I don't care where the money comes from. 10% of every dollar In other words, 10 cents out of every dollar, you give it away. Give it away to a family in need, give it away to your church in a tithe, give it to a charity, but give away 10%. And then the next 40%, you put it away for yourself. You save and invest that money. And the other 50%, you get to spend. Now, adults, you might just do 10, 10, and 80 because you've got a lot of bills to pay. But as a kid, you don't have bills to pay. So you give away 10%, do good in other people's lives. That will serve you so well. The more you give to others, the more it'll come back to you. It's the golden rule. The more you help others, the more you get helped. So give away 10%, save and invest to grow that 40%. That's your wealth building money. And then you get to spend the other 50 cents. So, and again, we're going to show you how we do that here at our house with Talon. And soon, when Colton and Aiden are old enough, which they're probably getting to that point now at 4 and 5 years old, we're going to do the same thing with them. Let me talk about this concept called opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. I base this on the rule of 72, which basically means you can double your money every 7 years based on just a 10% return compounded on your money that you invest. So if you invest $10 today, every year, if you just get a 10% return, like you just get for that, let's say it's $100, you invest $100. If you just get 10%, like in the first year, you get $10 back. So at the end of the first year, you got $110 now. And then you keep that invested. And the next year, you get another 10% return on that. If you let that compound over 7 years, that $100 is now going to become $200. That's the rule of 72. You'll double your money every 7 years based on a 10% compounded return. So you don't need to really understand the mathematics, just understand the concept, especially for all of you guys that are kids and young adults. The key is you want to grow your money. You want your money to be making you money. How cool is that? They say money never sleeps. Have you ever heard that before? Because while you're sleeping, your money should be growing for you if it's invested and your investments are growing. So what do I mean by opportunity cost? When I'm at the airport and I see in the gift shop, there's a pack of gum for $1.99. Sometimes Talon are like, hey, can I get this? I'm like, look, $2 for a pack of gum. I don't look at that as $2. I look at that as that's $4 7 years from now. That's $8 14 years from now. So I look at this as it's not just blowing $2 today, it's blowing the chance to have invested that $2 to turn it into $4 to $8 to $16 to $32. Now you might say, but it's only $2. Yeah, but if your philosophy is to always just brush everything off as if it's just only this, only that, well, empires are built brick by brick. It's a $2 brick here, it's a $5 brick here, it's a $1 brick here, it's a $20 brick here. That's how you build your empire. It's how you build your wealth, is little brick by little brick. So I got really good as a kid because I wanted to save my money. $1 here, $1 there. I just look, I would cut a lawn for $10. I would rake leaves for $15. I would wash a car for $2. And all those little pieces, I was able to pile it up and then go buy more cards, pile it up and go buy more cards. So the opportunity cost, I would hope that after you hear this today, you stop wanting to blow your money on stuff and start figuring out how you can save that money to use it for things that you want to do. I'll give you an example here. I talked about that 10% compounded return. If you saved $5 a day, now as a kid, maybe you don't have a way to make $5 a day, but start figuring out. Figure out how to start making $5 a day. Now, during the school week, you might not be able to do that. But again, this is just a concept. If you invested $5 a day or $150 a month over 10 years, that turns into $30,000. In 20 years, it turns into $114,000. In 30 years, it turns into $341,000. And in 40 years, almost $1 million. So if you're 10 years old today, and you just start getting into a habit of putting away $150 a month, guess what? At age 50, you'll have $1 million. How cool is that? And look, if you can, when you start getting older and you start making more money, look, you might be a 25-year-old person right now. You've been out of that, you're out in a job for the last, 4 years. You're making a good salary, and you can start putting away $300 a month. But, again, if you're giving away 10%, if you're, saving and investing 40%, even if you're just saving and investing 10%, if you're making $30,000, a year, or let's say $36,000 a year, maybe $300 a month is easy to carve off of that. So think about this. If you're doing $300 a month, in 10 years, you've got 61,000 now. In 20 years, 229,000. In 30 years, 683,000. And in 40 years, $1.9 million. Again, many, many people all across the world have no strategy. They've got no plan. They are not putting money away. They're not investing their money and letting the compound return kick in with that rule of 72 to grow their fortune. They will not retire financially wealthy and independent. If that's what you want, again, create a plan like this. So now let's talk today about something I really enjoy, and that is collecting collectibles of any kind, whether it be sports cards, non-sports cards, comic books, stamps, coins, whatever it might be. There's so Beanie Babies. There's so many things people collect. I'm going to talk, and I collected some comic books back in the day, coins and stamps, some as well, but my main passion has been cards. For me, it was sports cards. Talon got into sports cards, but also as a young kid, he got into Pokemon cards. So we're going to talk about that here today. And let me go back in my journey. When I was 22 years old, I stopped doing anything with cards when I got into real estate. And when COVID came about a few years ago, all of a sudden, nobody could go to live sports events because they weren't happening. And so people they wanted to still, stay, get their fix in sports. So they got into the sports cards. They wanted to look at cards, collect cards now. A lot of collectors like me, got back into collecting again. And it was an absolute boom. And one of the things that happened was, you remember this, we actually watched on Netflix, the Last Dance. It was a documentary about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. And it was a 6-part series, I think, if I recall right. And it was so awesome. Everybody was remembering Jordan, who's, by most accounts, the GOAT, the greatest of all time in basketball. And Michael Jordan cards started going crazy. Their values started skyrocketing. And then all these other cards started skyrocketing, and things just exploded. And so Talon, at that point, how old were you? That maybe 13 when COVID hit, right? 13, 14 years old. So it was a couple short years ago. And Talon and I got really hot and heavy into cards together. And it was really neat because, Talon doesn't really enjoy some of the things I enjoy. He's not into fishing. He's not into golf like I am. He does a lot of things that he likes to do with his friends and so forth. So I've always, as a dad, wanted to figure out, what can I find that we can bond over? Like, what's our thing in common that we do together and we enjoy, and that it became cards. And Talon knew a lot about Pokemon, but he and he knew some about sports cards. But I was a sports card guy, and he was a Pokemon guy. And then he got me into Pokemon. I got him even more into sports cards, and away we went. And so let me share with you. And by the way, you see on the screen there, you see my second son, Colton, holding up a Pokemon card he got out of a pack. That was one of the exciting ones he got. I think it's probably worth like $10 or something like that. Talon's holding up his Joe Burrow autographed rookie card that he just pulled. How many months ago was that? Just like 4 months ago, pulled that card, getting ready to send it in for grading this week. It's just, Joe Burrow is one of my favorite football players right now. So when he pulled that card, he was so geeked out of his mind, and I'm jealous. I'm a little jealous because I want that card, but I'm so happy he has in his collection. I'm holding up a Ja rookie there. But we're going to talk now. Oh, by the way, check this one out. Talon and I were sitting in the kitchen a couple years ago, opening up some 2020 Topps Chrome baseball packs. And this dude pulls a Luis Robert rookie card, autographed on card. It is such an amazing card. What was that? What's the height of that card, the value of that one?
The height of it was like $2,000.
Like $2,000 now. Has come down a little bit. Luis Robert is not performing like a lot of people expect. He's still a great player, and he's still very, very young. He's like 23, so he's got plenty of time. He can still become a Hall of Famer. What's that card worth right now, you think? Maybe
probably 1,200.
$1,200, $1,200. How cool is that? So anyway, we got a picture of that. Look at him holding that card. Now, granted, Talon's energy level is not extremely high right now, but look at his face right there. He was geeked out of his mind. It was so cool. We have the experience that we're going to cherish that memory forever. I want to show you guys this one. Check this one out. This is Aiden, my 4-year-old, who sometimes for Colton and Aiden, we use cards as bribes. You know, hey, if you do this, like we really want them to do something. You know, then we'll give him a pack of cards. And so Aiden, one day he did something. I don't know if he ate his whole dinner, and we were having a hard time getting him to eat. So we like, hey, I'll give you a pack of cards to eat. So we give him a pack of cards. He pulls a Charizard. Check out this.
What'd you get?
Charizard.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Let me see how happy you are.
Cool.
Do your Charizard dance.
I got a Charizard. I got a Charizard. I got a Charizard.
You got Charizard?
I got a Charizard. 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 I got a Charizard.
Let me see the Charizard. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see. Let me see. Whoa. Radiant Charizard. How'd you get that?
I don't know because I stayed in my bed and pulled that pack out.
You put that pack out
Yes.
because you stayed in bed all night?
Yep.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Hey, Colton, are you happy for him?
That's what God let him have it. God let him have it.
God let him have that because he did a good job? Say, thanks, God, for giving me a great Charizard.
Thank God.
All right.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It brings a smile to my face watching that. I'll have that video for the rest of my life. So will Aiden and Colton, and it's really, really awesome. And so, you know, and again, he stayed in his bed all night because he's been waking us up every night. We're like, stay in your bed. If you stay in your bed, we'll give you a pack. And he pulled a really cool card. So really awesome to be able to see that. Now here's Talon. Here's he and I at a card show a year ago, the first time that we actually got our own table. I used to do shows, like I said, back in the 80s and early 90s. I had not done a show since 1992. And we did our first show. It used to be $35 to get a table. This cost us $495 to get a table at the show. So obviously you have to sell a lot of cards to be able to actually make that work so that it becomes profitable. But we had an amazing time. And Talon's learning not only about cards, but he's learned so much about money, about entrepreneurship, about business, about profits. You know, you can't buy a card for $100 and sell it for 80. You don't buy high and sell low. He's figured out how to buy a card for 80 and then flip it for 100. You do that enough time, you start making some real money. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys a few of my cards, and then shortly we're going to go up and I'm going to show you all some of Talon's cards. But here are some of mine. And can you see? Just let me know in the comment below that you can see what this card is. Can you see that card? This is a Ken Griffey Jr. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop the screen share so you can see the card a little bit better here. This is a Ken Griffey Jr. This is one of the most iconic cards of all time. 1989 Upper Deck rookie card of one of the greatest baseball players. And this card in a PSA graded 10 slab means that you send the raw card, the ungraded raw card, you send it to a grading company, you pay a fee, and they will grade it between 1 to 10. 10 is perfect gem mint, 1 is poor, and everything in between. This card right here sells for about $2,000. Pretty neat, huh? Here's the next card, and I'm showing you some of my most iconic cards that I believe every single collection needs to have these cards. Everybody needs to have Ken Griffey Jr. Now, you don't have to get a 10. You can get a much cheaper. A 9 sells for, you know, Talon, maybe you can tell me,
200.
probably like 200 for a 9, and an 8, which is near mint, probably sells for about 100 or maybe $75. So these cards, you can find them very, very inexpensively if you don't want a perfect gem mint specimen like this. This is a cool iconic card. You ever heard of Bo Jackson? The two-way athlete At the time when he was playing, he's one of the greatest football players and one of the greatest baseball players on the field. I mean, he was like Superman. There was a mantra, Bo knows, Bo knows. And there were commercials on TV, Bo knows this, Bo knows that. Really, really fun. This is a card with him with a baseball bat and football shoulder pads from 1990 score. This PSA 10 sells for about $300. I bought a bunch of these because it's one of my favorite cards and I'm an investor in them. I think that they'll go up over time. $200.
Yeah.
Get that, in my opinion, you get that pretty cheap right now. And by the way, I'm not here to give investing advice. So I'm not telling you to go buy cards. I'm just sharing with you kind of what I've done, the cards that I like. You decide what you want to buy. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, again, I'm not giving investing advice. I also believe that every collection should have a Tiger Woods. I'm a big believer in GOATs. Tiger is the GOAT of golf between he and Jack Nicklaus, but Tiger transformed an entire sport. I started buying these PSA 10 Tiger Woods for about 150. Right now they're selling for about $300. When he had an accident about a year ago, they went all the way up that day to 1,500. They came back down. But I think over time, when collectors started getting into all the different sports, everybody's going to want a Tiger Woods rookie in their collection. Now, this is it, guys. This is the card. This is the $3 Michael Jordan rookie card that I bought back in 1986. And I got it graded and I got an 8, which is near mint. It's a little bit off-centered. You can see left to right. You can see the borders a little thicker on one side. And then on one of the edges, there's like a tiny, tiny little chip on the edge. So it would not get a 9 mint or a 10 gem mint, but this is still a $6,000 card. Pretty awesome. I will have that forever. I don't think I'll ever sell that. Remember, some of you guys might be old enough like me. You remember starting lineup action figures. Well, they came in a little pack at the toy store, had an action figure, and had a card in the blister pack with it. This card that came in that pack in a PSA 10 sells for about $4,000. This PSA 9, a mint version, which I have 2 of them, sells for $500. It came with a toy. Pretty awesome. Now, there's a lot of debate. Who's the best player in football? Who's the greatest quarterback of all time? Some people might say it's this guy, Tom Brady. And there's a lot of reason to say that. I mean, his career is unbelievable. This PSA 8, 2000, the year 2000 Bowman card sells for, I want to say, I think about $700, something like that. If it was a 10, 10s are many thousands of dollars. Here is the GOAT of hockey, Wayne Gretzky. Now, this is a PSA 6. So this card, I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $2,000. I forget what that is, but I just wanted that one in my collection. Who is the Wayne Gretzky of the day today? It's Connor McDavid. I just bought this in last year for about $3,000. I think it's selling right now for about $3,500. If anybody's ever going to be able to break a lot of Wayne Gretzky's records, other than Ovechkin trying to actually overcome his all-time scoring, it's Connor McDavid. So again, you know what's fun about this? Talon and I will watch a football game or we'll watch a basketball game together, cheering not just for a team, cheering on the players that we've invested some money into their cards. It makes the game more interesting to us. Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters of all time. That's his rookie card. Patrick Mahomes, rookie, PSA 10. Here's 2 Hall of Famers, or soon-to-be Hall of Famers, on one card. Pujols and Ichiro, 2001, both of them on the same rookie card together. Pretty cool. Now, you might say, what is one of my favorite cards of all time? I've got several copies of this one. This is a 1998 Topps East-West, Michael Jordan on the front, and Kobe Bryant on the back. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. I've been buying these. I can't find any under $1,000. I bought these for up to $2,000 a piece. And I've got multiple copies as an investment on that card. Now there's a refractor version. Now Talon's always been saying, Dad, look, you got the money. Start stepping up your game. Like start buying like pricier cards. Like stop nickel and diamond and just staying in the $50 card, $100 card range. Go get something big. So he helped me to get a little bit looser with my purse strings and open up that wallet and buy a refractor version of that card for $9,000 with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Here's one that I bought online for $1,100, and it's an autographed Tiger Woods card, serial numbered out of 35. So there's only 35 of these made. I had it graded, came in at a mint 9. With the autograph condition was a 10. So that's probably worth about maybe $2,000. So it was a pretty sweet little deal. Then I got some vintage stuff. You ever heard of Jackie Robinson? 1993 Topps Jackie Robinson, beautiful card. It's not, it's only a PSA 3.5, so it's not in the best condition, but that's an $1,800 card. I also have a 1956 Topps Hank Aaron. It's not his rookie card, but it's a beautiful card. And I just like some of these vintage cards that have been around for over a half a century. This is one, again, that Talon at the show started helping me to get convinced to start buying some more expensive cards. So I actually found this one on eBay. This is a Joe Burrow and Tua autographed rookie card, dual auto rookie. I don't even know what I spent on that. What did I spend on that? Like $1,000 or something like that for 2020 flawless?
I was thinking $1,200.
$1,200, and that's numbered out of 10. And then let's talk a couple about Pikachu. I'll talk about some Pokemon. We actually have this Pokemon that came out of a Vivid Voltage pack. At the time, this was an $800 card. When it got graded a 10, right now you can buy them for like $300 on eBay. So I'll probably be picking up more of those because I think long term it's very, very hard to pull that card. It's pretty rare. I think that the value on that will go up. And here's a 2000 Topps Chrome Charizard Spectra, which is a flashier, shinier, kind of a more refractor kind of a card. And this one here is about a $4,000 Charizard. So those are just a few of the cards that are some of my grails in my collection. If somebody would say, Brian, what is the most exciting card you ever pulled? This one was it. A couple years ago, I was sitting on my couch in my bedroom watching TV, opening up 2001 Golf Upper Deck boxes. And I pulled a Tiger Woods rookie autographed card. And this one here is probably about a $4,000 to $5,000 card in this condition and grade. So those are some of the exciting cards that are in my collection. I've got many, many, many hundreds of thousands of cards. Not only a fraction of them are graded. Only a fraction of them I showed to you right now. Let's do this, Talon. Let me before I actually have. Let me show you guys. I'll turn my camera on this camera here. So we are going to open some packs here so you guys can see some packs being opened. But before that, let me just do this. Let's go upstairs. Cal, come with me. And we're going to go take a look at Talon's room. And he's going to show you some of his cards and how he got them. So all of my young folks on here and all of those moms and dads on here, how cool would it be for you guys to be doing something like this together? So check this out. All right, Tally, I'm gonna let you kind of point out to everybody some of your better cards that you like the most on here.
All right.
And you can leave them up there and just point to them if you want, so you don't have to take them out.
I got the Luis Robert.
There's the
card
one we
that I
talked about
pulled.
earlier.
I got upgraded it, got a 10 on it. And then I have my Trevor Lawrence Genesis that I also pulled.
What's that one worth?
And got a 9, so roughly like $400.
$400, and that was out of a pack that cost how much?
I think the box was like 30.
$30 for a box, and the pack that came out of like $3 or $4 for a pack. Yes, that's a pretty awesome, cool thing. What else?
Probably my Joe Burrow, red, white, and blue.
Joe Burrow rookies there.
I pulled that one as well.
Yeah, he's got there's his Bo Jackson. Even though that's before Talon's time, it's just legendary.
And I have a Jordan Love who's going to be coming up and playing next year because Aaron Rodgers is leaving. That's a silver PSA 10.
Awesome.
And I have a couple other Genesis cards and like just numbered out of like 15, and they're all 10s. And it's a James Harden out of 15.
That's cool.
And yeah, I have a bunch of Burrows. And those are 2 silvers. It's a Jalen Hurts silver.
And basically, for anybody who's not a collector yet, I hope that you all will become a collector. It's a lot of fun. Silver is a version or a variation that's harder to find in the packs, so they become much more valuable. He's got another showcase that he's going to start filling up over here of non-graded cards.
Yeah, these are this is just a Justin Herbert red, white, and blue. It's just raw. And then I have my Jacob Eason out of 6 auto that I pulled. And
He's got some race cards up here.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about this. What is this on your wall over here? Obviously, what's this down here? This is when we just moved into this house. Talon's out there for a photo shoot. I'm not sure what he's saying. What were you saying to Melissa at that time? Who knows what it was, but these guys have a funny relationship. Tell me about this.
that's you when you were 17. And
In high school.
yeah,
And here's what's crazy about this. That was a Potomac Gazette newspaper article about my collecting and being a card dealer, one of the youngest card dealers in the country at that time. And in this article, I'm holding up that Mark McGuire I told you guys about before that I bought a bunch for a dime a piece. That got a Willie Mays on there. I put Pete Rose or some of my prized cards. And in here, it says that the Holy Grail card, it says, Brian Crow's collection includes these cards. And says here, in the world of baseball cards, the one to watch for is Mickey Mantle in his rookie year, which is 1952 tops. That one slams home at $4,500. Let me tell you guys something. There is a Mickey Mantle rookie card that just a couple months ago sold for $12 million. A PSA 9 mint Mickey Mantle, $12 million. And back then, I could have had one for $4,500. Pretty insane. So let me also show this to you guys. This is what Talon and I, created for him. This is basically what we did with his, having a system. It's important to have a system where he put the 10, 40, and 50. So 10% of the money that he got, if he got, let's say he got, $10 bills. He had $100. So we broke it up into $100 bills. $10 went in here. The save was 40 and 50 went in to spend. Anytime he ever wanted to buy something, he would pull money out of the yellow one. The red one we would put in his bank account that we would invest. So he actually has stocks. He owns a little bit of crypto. He's got a bunch of cards. He's been able to invest in cards. And then he's given to charity. He's given to all kinds of things that are important to him to be able to be helpful for. So now let's real quickly go down here. As we're walking, Talon, in your best 16-year-old way to do it, since I've been doing all the talking for the last however many minutes, share with everybody, what it means to you to be doing the card thing with your dad.
it means a lot, and it's actually really fun, and it's a good way to bond. Yeah, it's just overall just fun and make money doing it.
And it makes you love me that much more?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's my suggestive programming there. We're going to go in here real quick. We're going to show them, this is our 5-year-old's room. And he now has his Pokemon cards in here, or he's actually putting cards that he's getting out of packs and so forth. And then let's go and check out Aiden's room. And Aiden also is having the same thing where he's starting to pick up some cool cards. And they got a lot of cards. They just have these special ones in these showcases. So hopefully it's giving you guys some ideas on the whole collecting thing. And again, you don't have to just collect because it's an investment. You want to collect cards just because you like the cards. You like the player. If it's in non-sports, whether it's Pokemon or Star Wars or whatever you like, collect things that you like. And if you see it as, hey, I can also make money with this, buying and selling cards or buying and holding them and hoping that the value goes up, how cool is that? All right, let me go back to my other. All right, we are back down here. I'm glad you guys are all staying with us here. And what we're going to do here is, let me go ahead and share the screen with you again. And we're going to do some pack opening. You guys want to see some packs open? I'm going to do that here in just a moment. I want to finish with some of this other stuff I brought here. So by the way, if you can put that in your pocket so it'll drown out the noise, that'd be awesome. So let me share with you guys real quickly. This whole condition thing, cards are very condition sensitive. To get a PSA 10 card, how do you get a PSA 10 like that? A lot of times you open up a pack and they don't even come out of the pack as a 10. In the manufacturing process, it was off-centered when it was printed and cut, or maybe it was chipped when it was being put into the packaging, or maybe you opened up the pack real rough and you damaged a corner when you were handling the card. Or, for example, you take a card. Would you mind grabbing a card? Yeah, go ahead and just open a card. I'm going to show them how to actually do this. Give me one of the cards off the top. The card doesn't have to be any good. Okay, so we've got a card here. This is actually a nice little rookie card. So we got this card here. If you hold the card and you touch the corners, you're going to damage it. It won't get a 10 if you touch the corner, because the grading companies use a magnifying glass and a light, and they will see any kind of damage. So you want to hold the cards by the edge delicately, and you want to put it into what they call a penny sleeve. A penny sleeve is a little plastic sleeve. And what I do is I will take a razor knife. Kids don't do this. Make sure your parents help you, and slit the top edge like this, so that when I actually go to slide, I slide the card in from the edge, so the corners don't catch the top. And then I slide it down. And then I will also, if it's a really good card, like worth at least a few bucks.
Like this one.
Did you get it going?
Desmond Ritter.
Nice. So I'll take this card like this. I will stick it into a top loader, which is a harder plastic, stick it in there. And now that card can be, it's very well protected. Okay, very, very important that you protect your cards very well like that. Okay, and again, you have to be very gentle with these cards. You put them in a box, they bang around. You're going to lose any value in the cards that you have. Also, let me share with you, how do you learn? If you're brand new, you're like, man, I want to start getting into collecting cards. Go to YouTube and just search for baseball cards, sports cards, Pokemon cards. Just do a search. There's a guy that Colton loves. He'll watch this guy for hours. His name is Pokey Rev, and he's on YouTube, and he sits there and he'll open on camera. He'll open pack after pack after pack. He's real exciting to watch. There's one. This is a screenshot we took yesterday, where out of a $4 pack of cards, he pulled a $38 trainer card like that. So pretty neat. And if the card is really, really beautiful, you can send it into get grading. That $38 card could become a $200 card if it gets a PSA 10. On the sports card side, you can go look on YouTube for Sports Card Investor, which is a guy that I've been following for the last couple of years. He's a really, really sharp professional guy. It's taught me a lot when I've gotten back into this whole thing again over the last couple of years about the whole sports card hobby again as well. So let's do a live pack rip. And by the way, I want to know in the comments, let me know what it is that you collect. Do you collect anything, or what is it that you collect? And I'd also want you to, in the comments, if you are interested in wealth building, again, if you're an adult or a kid, are you interested in building your wealth? If you are, just say, I am, in the comments below. I would love to see how many of you actually are excited about building your wealth. And if you are into collecting, tell us what you collect. And if you're not into collecting yet, maybe after this video, maybe you're like, hey, I really want to start learning this. Let me know in the comments. I would really love to know that. So let's go ahead and start doing some live rips. Talon already got a Desmond Ritter rookie card he's a quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Pretty cool. So let's do this. You go ahead and start. Let's start with some of these fun ones here. And this is the fun part of it. This is the 2022 Mosaic football. You can find these. We got these at Target. You can find them at Walmart, Target. You can go on eBay and find stuff, but you might, make sure you don't get overcharged. Oh, nice. You got a pretty cool Mosaic prism of Patrick Mahomes, big time quarterback. So let me see if we can do this. Let me get this camera. And I'm going to see if I can put this on so you all can actually see some of these cards. Turn that around. I'm going to stop the screen share and make that a lot easier. There we go. You go through them as quick as you can without messing the cards up, of course. Anything good?
Sadly not.
All right, we'll go through this one. Let's go through them a little quicker.
Desmond Ritter.
Another Desmond Ritter. Put that in this pile right here. We'll put them in sleeves after we're done. These packs you can pick up at the store for, I think these are like $14 for a pack of Mosaic like this. But if
Trayvon
you
Walker's good.
put in the stack. All right, this next pack. Crank through the base and get down to some rookies. Let's see if we can find in here. And it's all about the hunt. It's all about finding a big rookie card or a limited print run of a particular card that you can actually find something of real good value.
Same dude again. Temporarily. Mahomes and
All right, cool. Go ahead and grab one of the Zenith packs. And obviously, there's a lot of base cards, which are just all the average cards that are in there of the veteran players that are not rookies. So you kind of crank through those.
Danny Gray. That's a Russell Wilson.
All right.
Cool.
We got some rookies here. Who do we have? Snoop Connor, Damian Pierce. Nothing big. All right, let's get into the next one. This is the kid in me. I absolutely love opening packs of cards. It's a treasure hunt. It's a gamble. I mean, you're spending X amount of dollars for a pack of cards. You might get nothing out of it. What do we have there? We got some base veterans. Got any rookies?
So far this one.
All right.
The rest of it. We got a Prescott.
Wow, Malik Willis.
He's not
That's
bad.
nice. Put that over there to sleeve.
Bases. And here's the
Oh, I see some rookies there. All right, let's see here.
Ooh, Zappy.
Bailey Zappi rookie. All right, take a look at that one. That's a Bailey Zappi rookie from the New England Patriots. That could be a good card. If it grades well, if it grades a 10 and he actually has a good season next year, you never know. We'll do one more of these. The hobby is going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a lot of people like me that used to collect back in the day that are all back into it now. There's a lot of kids that are getting into sports cards and Pokemon trading cards, all these kind of things. And as you guys as kids get into this stuff right now, you have a limited budget to be able to go out and buy these cards. But later on in life, you may get back into collecting again, or you might stick with collecting. And when you have more money to spend, then obviously that elevates the industry because there's more demand for the supply. Brees Hall, I saw a Brees Hall rookie. That was pretty nice. Very cool.
Yeah, oh, there's also.
All right, let's do this. Since we don't have a lot of time left, we're down for the last few minutes.
Brees Hall.
That's a Brees Hall. Nice. Use this and let's get that Pokemon pack open. So this is a tin that I bought at Target just a couple days ago. And these are the Pokemon cards. For anybody that doesn't know much about Pokemon cards, I used to think that Pokemon cards were kind of a thing just for kids. There are a lot of grown-ups that used to be kids back in 1999, 2000, in that era. They collected as kids. And now that they're adults and they have money, they're getting back into the nostalgic stuff of what they used to collect as kids. And the prices of Pokemon cards, you might have heard, but the biggest one that sold a year and a half ago, Logan Paul bought for $5 million for a Pokemon card. This social media influencer that's just really back into cards. He's opening up boxes that cost like $100,000 a box to open up these packs of cards, to be able to try to find the original Shadowless Charizard first editions and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and open up some of these.
3 Evolving Skies, 2 Brilliant Stars.
Hope you guys are enjoying this power hour of money, investing, card collecting. I hope you got some great value. Oh, we got a Charizard. Uh-oh. We have a Charizard. That means, what does that mean, Talon? Go to your Charizard dance.
I don't have one.
That's awesome. There's a Charizard. We have to give that to one of your brothers. How do you give one brother one Charizard? We'll have to figure that one out. Can't have favorites. They're all my favorites.
And Garchomp.
Okay, nothing out of that pack. Let's keep going. Out of the Evolving Skies, there is a card called the Moonbryon, where this character is reaching for the moon in the sky in a raw condition, not even graded. That card sells for $500 right now. And in PSA 10 graded condition, it's $1,000 card right now, coming out of a pack that you can buy right now for between $5 and $7. Nothing in there. All right. And when we say there's nothing in there, they're basically just common bulk cards that are like a couple pennies each. So most cards are going to be worth almost nothing. Unless you're somebody that loves that card, then it's worth whatever you feel it's worth. But monetarily, cards have values. You can see what they go on eBay, look at the, you can look at the sold comps and you'll be able to see.
That as well in this one.
All right. We got one more pack. And after we go off air here shortly, Talon and I have a bunch of other packs that we're going to open. We're going to open some Bowman U Chrome, which is a brand new release. It just came out this week of college football players. Going to be pretty sweet. Nothing in that pack?
Nothing in that.
All right, cool. Show them what we're going to open up next, even though they might not be able to sit here and watch. We got some absolute football packs. We got a Target. What else we got there? We got some Donruss football packs we're going to open. We've got some, that's the Bowman U. That is the brand new edition. That's got every box at the bottom. What does it say down there? How many?
2 autographs.
It's got 2 autographs in each box. So 2 autographed cards that are going to come out of that box. Who do you think we're trying to pull out of there?
Ooh, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, Alabama quarterback. When he goes into the draft and he goes into the NFL next year, he could be, if you get an autograph card of his and it grades well, that could be $1,000 card or a $500 card. So we turn this one off and come back to you guys over here. And let me just simply share this with you guys. I am so thankful that your parent encouraged you to jump on this Zoom, and hopefully they're on here with you to participate in this day here with us today. Because look, at the end of the day, your childhood is all about having fun. But what if you can have fun and you can make some money and you can help people all at the same time? And if you can have that as a part of your underlying value system going forward for the rest of your life, have fun, help people, and make money all at the same exact time. How does that come from what I just shared with you? Well, if you have a plan of making some money in your life and 10% you give away to help people and 40% you invest in your future and your wealth building, and you go spend the other 50% on whatever you want to spend it on, how amazing is it to have a plan now that you can actually follow that plan and get ahead and get everything out of your life later on that you want while still enjoying your childhood today. So again, whether it's sports cards or non-sports cards or comic books or magazine covers or whatever you want to collect, I would just encourage you to find something that you can collect. And if you can get your mom or dad to be involved with it with you, it just makes that bonding opportunity all the better. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this hour with us today. Talon, I love you, buddy. It's been a lot of fun doing what we do together. We're just at the very beginning of this. He's a sophomore in high school. When he goes off to college, he may not be as into cards as we are right now, but he'll always have his collection. And what's neat about that is he might at age 30 decide he's ready to go buy a house, and he can go into his collection and liquidate some of his cards and take some of those profits to be able to go put down in his down payment to buy his first home. Or if he wants to get a new car, he wants to get married, the collection will always have value. So have a great day, you guys. It's great to have you on here. Make sure that you get into my, oh, by the way, let me show this to you real fast before you go. This is super important because I want to make sure we can stay in touch and you can actually see what it is that we are actually doing to help you with other things in the future. Go to cards.briancarruthers.com, cards.briancarruthers.com, and put in your email address. We're going to do other follow-on content like this on cards and collecting and investing and money topics as well. And I just hope that you are excited about what you saw. Look, combine your passion and profit to build yourself an exciting future. Have a great day, and we'll see y'all soon.